Word problems and fractions. The hardest part of figuring out a word problem and a fraction is determining whether it's multiplication or division, or adding or subtracting. So let's look at this first one. 2/3 of a grade 8 class went to the zoo. 1/4 of the class liked the panda exhibit best. What fraction of the class enjoyed the panda exhibit out of the entire class? So let's take 2/3 of a grade 8 class went to the zoo. So 2/3 went to the zoo. And then it said 1/4 of the class liked the panda exhibit best. So we want 1/4 of 2/3. So whenever you see the word of like that, it's going to be a multiplication problem. So now we've got 1/4 times 2/3. Now to multiply, all you have to do is top number by top number, which is 2 times 1 is 2, and the bottom number by bottom number. 3 times 4 is 12. And we can reduce this to make it lower in order to see what we get. So how can we make 2/12 reduced? Well, if you divide this top by 2 and the bottom by 2, you will end up with a final answer of 1/6. So the answer is 1/6 of the class liked the pandas. Of course, you put that in a complete sentence. So that's the entire class, 1/6 of them liked it. Now, division of fractions is really no harder than multiplications of fractions. In fact, the hardest part is flipping it over, and then it's just like a multiplication problem. So if I were to take 1/4 and say I wanted to do it, I would have to find the reciprocal. So I'm going to flip it. In other words, put the bottom on the top and put the top on the bottom. That is called the reciprocal. Okay? So when you flip a fraction, it's called the reciprocal. It's the opposite. So really, dividing a fraction is really multiplying a fraction that's flipped over. So let's look at this one here. 2 divided into 1/4. So I've got 2 whole, just like this shows me up here, and I want to divide it into quarters. And let's see what we get. So let's split this one into fourths. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, how many quarters did we get out of it? Or how many 1/4 did we get? Well, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 2 divided into quarters, we will get 8 whole quarters. Looking at this one here, what is 1/2 divided into 3 whole pieces? So let's split it up. Let's take our 1/2 and divide it into 3 whole pieces. So I'm going to take it and I'm going to split it right there. I've split it once, I've split it twice, and I've split it 3 times, and all these pieces should look the same. Okay. Now, if I go ahead, I didn't split that into 3 pieces, I split it into 4 pieces, sorry. So I'll take out this guy. Now I've got it split into 3 pieces. There. So, now that I've split it into it, how many pieces do I actually have? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 total pieces. And when I split it into this right here, I only want one of them. So I've got 1 out of 6, or 1/6. Because it only asked me for one of them. Looking at the next one, we can work out the division of fractions mentally, so we never have to draw pictures if we are not required to do it. So remember, all we have to do is take our division problem and make it a multiplication problem by taking the reciprocal. So now I flip them around. I'm going to change my division to a multiplication because I flipped them over. Now it's pretty easy. But first, can I cross simplify? Aha! 3 goes into 3 once, and 3 goes into 9 3 times. So 1 times 1 is 1. 3 times 2 is 6. And there's our answer, 1/6. Another example. If I take 7 divided by 1/4, if I want to do the reciprocal, all I got to do is flip him around again. So I'm going to rewrite it. It's going to be 7 not divided by, but times, and then we'll flip them around, take the reciprocal, and there's our problem. So 7 times 4 is 28, and of course 1 times 1 equals 1, so our answer is 28. For this one here, we've got mixed numbers now, and it's a little bit harder to do them, only in that you've got to change these to improper fractions. So let's change them. So 1 times 8 is 8, plus 7 more is 15. And we've got 1 1/4, so we'll change that to an improper fraction. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 1 more is 5. Now we can go ahead and simply take that and flip them around. So if I take this and flip these two numbers, it would be 4/5. So I'll put my 4/5, and it's now times. Can I cross simplify? Sure. 5 goes into 15. So 5 goes into 5 once, 5 goes into 15 3 times. 4 goes into 8 as well. So 4 goes into 4 once, and 4 goes into 8 twice. Now we just have to multiply the top by the top. So 3 times 1 is 3. 2 times 1 is 2. And the final answer, when we change it back to a mixed number, is going to be 1 1/2. Now, can we estimate to find out? We could. Okay. Let's take this one here. What's 1 7/8 rounded off to the nearest whole number? Well, the answer would be 2. What is 1 1/4 rounded off to the nearest whole number? And the answer is 1. So 2 divided by 1 is going to give us 2. So our answer should be about 2 for that one. And as you can see, our answer was pretty close to 2. It's 1 1/2. So that's how you estimate to find out your answer.